Hey, this is Brandon from ProPreacher.com, and today I'm really excited because my good friends at Crossway sent me a new Bible. I love Bibles, and I've been going through a bunch of different ones and reviewing them and seeing which one is my favorite as a pastor. And so today I thought I would bring you a review of the brand new ESV Thinline Bible in buffalo leather. Let's be honest, could there be anything more American than wrapping a Bible in a buffalo? I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome right there. But seriously, it's really, really good quality Bible, and I will tell you why. First of all, this is pretty much the same as all the other Thinline Bibles except for the cover. So here's the original ESV Thinline Bible just in a genuine leather. And this is the one in buffalo leather, and you can kind of see the difference there. But the buffalo leather Thinline is just a step up in quality, and I find it a lot nicer Bible. It's gonna cost you more, however, it is worth it in my opinion, and let me show you why. The ESV Thinline Bible is the most popular Bible that Crossway makes for a reason. It's just a really great size. It's big enough to read, but it's small enough to throw in a bag, to throw in your car, to carry with you around at church. It's just a great Bible that's readable yet still portable. It's not like carrying around your massive Bible. On the sides, it's about an inch thick, and the dimensions of it are just great. Just a little bit, for me, a little bit bigger than my hands. If you open it wide, it's smaller than a full sheet of standard paper. Like all the other ESV Thinline Bibles, it's a double column Bible. The words of Christ are in red. It's got a concordance in the back, which is really nice and handy. And it's also got some maps in the back as well. The font size is an 8-point type, which is smaller than some of the other Bibles I like. However, is still a very good, very readable font size. Like the other Thinline Bibles, the paper is thin, but it's not too bad. It's not as the worst I've ever seen. You can see some bleeding of the text through the back side, but really it's not that bad, and it's still a good Bible. It's not text aligned like some of the other Bibles I like, meaning the ink on the back is on the same side as the ink on the front, so you don't see as much bleed through. However, it's still a good, very good readable Bible, and I definitely don't have any real issues with it there. But where this Bible really shines is just the cover. So there's a good sides and there's bad sides to it. The good side is just the buffalo leather is just real nice. It's not quite as nice and high quality as the leather of the goatskin leather that's in like the preaching Bible, for example. Like here's the preaching Bible I have here. The goatskin leather on this is just so much softer to the touch. It's much more pliable too. It moves a lot more. If you can see how much it just flops a lot more. The buffalo leather is a little bit thicker, a little bit more stiff. You can see how the preaching Bible just flops like nothing. And the buffalo leather on the Thinline will hold up a little bit more. It doesn't give quite as much give. And I've been using this for the last couple weeks, trying to get it just worn in and using it as my daily Bible that I carry with me everywhere at work and everything I'm doing as a pastor. And so it's gotten a little bit of wear on it, and still it's gotten a little bit more flexible than when it came out of the box, but still pretty stiff. It's not going to give you quite as much flop. But if you compare it to like the genuine leather, like here's the ESV Thinline in genuine leather, it's a little bit thicker and better quality leather than just the genuine leather. I like it a lot more. It's got that Smith Zone binding, which is just really nice. You can see the stitches in there. If you look on the inside flap in particular, you can see just the stitching in there. It's just real nice, real good quality. And I just love, especially, I don't know what it is about these ribs that are on the side. The ribs are just real nice. It feels good in your hand. It looks good on the shelf. It just makes it look like a more quality Bible. And to be honest, I love the craftsmanship of these ESV Bibles because the Bible is the greatest book of all time, and it is holy and an incredible book. And so it deserves to look like the words that are contained inside of it. There's nothing wrong with a standard Bible, but having a nice looking Bible, it's just something good about it. I love it. I feel like the outside of this Bible is trying to live up to the amazing things that are on the inside, which is the most important part anyways. Now, this Bible, the buffalo leather, is a deep brown. So it's a dark brown, and in some situations, like maybe even in the lighting that I'm in right now, you may not be able to tell the difference, but this is the only brown Bible that I've ever owned, believe it or not. Every other Bible I've ever owned is black. I just like black, apparently. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it, but the deep brown is just a really nice, it just gives it kind of that old, more traditional feeling look to it, but it's nice. I don't mind it at all. But you can see the difference here compared to the gold and black thin line and genuine leather here versus the deep brown. You can kind of see the difference in this light, but it might be better to look at it in sunlight. So look, I would recommend this Bible to just about everybody. The size of the thin line, there's a reason it's the best-selling Bible that Crossway makes. It's a great size. It's portable, it's compact, yet it's big enough to still be good for reading. It's not too small that you have to squint the whole time while reading it. And this is just an incredible quality, and the value of this buffalo leather adds so much more to the book. It's just so much higher quality. It feels so much better in my hand. And honestly, it feels even more durable than the genuine leather Bible does, the way it's sewn together and just the thickness of this buffalo leather. I love it. I love it. So for anybody who's just using this as the Bible they bring to church, the Bible they read every day, the Bible that they bring with them to Bible studies, even a pastor who's thrown it in a bag with them to carry to and from work, this is a great Bible. I highly recommend it for just about everything. The only problem, okay, here's the one problem I have with it. Actually, I got two problems. First is that if you're to use this Bible for preaching, it doesn't stay open on the early pages. And if you turn it to like the middle of the Bible and you hold it open, it's going to stay open. It's going to lay flat on a table if you're preaching from it. But if you were to be preaching from like Genesis chapter 1, right in the beginning of the book, it doesn't pass the lay flat, stay flat test. If you're reading from Genesis 1, it's gonna start closing on you. Or if you're in the very end in Revelation 22, you're right there at the end of the Bible, it's gonna start creeping up and it's gonna close on you eventually, or barely stay open. So if you were just to be preaching from this and having it open on a pulpit, if you're in the middle of the Bible, it's gonna hold up, but if you're somewhere in the beginning or the end, it's not, and that can be a problem if you're just preaching with your Bible open like that. Look at something like the preaching Bible that was made for preaching with its really, really pliable, really flexible goatskin cover. You can put this thing on a table and at just about any page, and it's gonna stay open for you, not a problem whatsoever. That is one problem I have. It's not the best for preaching because it's not gonna stay open for you on most pages. Now, if you're just somebody who kind of opens it up to the middle and sets your notes next to it and isn't really reading out of it while you're preaching, it'll work for you. But if you're somebody who's opening up the Bible and teaching or preaching from it, going verse by verse through it, you're gonna need something to hold it down, to weigh it down, which you can do, but it's not as easy, so not perfect for preaching. Now, the other issue also comes to the preaching side of things is that the Thinline Bible, here's what I found trying it in the pulpit with me when I'm preaching, when I'm up there setting it down on my podium or a table. I like to have a 1 page or maybe sometimes 2 pages of notes printed out to preach from. And what I typically do is I'll set it inside my Bible. So I'll have all the scripture printed out for me because sometimes I jump from one section of the Bible to the other. And so I'm not wasting a ton of time thumbing through my Bible. Sometimes I'll just stick my notes right in my Bible when I'm preaching or teaching. And the Thinline Bible is a little bit smaller than a standard piece of paper. So if I were to take one piece of paper in like a horizontal mode as notes and stick it in my Bible, it's going to be bigger than the pages. Now, it's not a deal breaker, it just makes it a little bit harder to work from. You might have to trim it up if you want it to slide right in there nice, or it just won't quite fit in there. Whereas the more standard side of Bible, like the pastor's Bible or the preacher's Bible, those bigger Bibles, a sheet of paper is going to fit in there no problem for you. I would recommend this Bible to anybody who's using it. If you're in seminary, it's a great Bible. If you are just a everyday, ordinary believer who just wants to get into the Bible more, just wants a high quality Bible, man, this would be an incredible gift to give to any believer. It's a great Bible. Love the cover. The only place that it isn't quite standing up to some of the other Bibles is really just for preaching and teaching. It's not going to stay open for you on the early or the end pages, and it's a little bit harder if you were going to stick some notes in there. Other than that, incredible Bible. You really can't go wrong with it. I'll still probably be using this as my carry around with me Bible for the most part, but when it comes to preaching, when it comes to teaching, I'm going to stick with one of my bigger Bibles. So there you have it. That's the ESV Thinline in buffalo leather. You can't go wrong with this book. It's just not the perfect book for preaching. But as a pastor, as even just anybody who's just a believer and just wants a quality Bible, highly recommended. Great Bible. I love this cover. I may like it better even than the goatskin covers as far as just the durability of it. The goatskin feels like it's so soft it's going to destroy the book. If I threw it in a backpack, if I threw it in my car, it's going to bend up. Where this buffalo leather, being thicker, it does hold up a little bit more. It feels really durable, and I have no doubt that this thing's going to last the lifetime guarantee that it says it will. There you have it. Hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.